Hi, I'm Dr. Sidney Cohen. I'm a psychologist in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I've been in practice for a little over 30 years, and I want to tell you about a book I wrote. The name of the book is, as you can see here, Inner Blocks to Losing Weight: Why You Lose the Battle More Than the Weight. I wrote this book to basically help people who have been on the proverbial roller coaster ride of trying to lose weight for extended periods of time, gaining weight, losing the weight, regaining it, etc. A couple of years ago, it struck me that probably as much the reason as any why that happens is because although there are basically some pretty solid programs out there, at least in terms of what the diet and exercise programs have as their structure and as their substance, but meanwhile the statistics are basically pretty abysmal that for the most part, as I understand it, 90+% of people who try to lose weight end up regaining it. Well, once in a while that could be because of, could be some medical issues, could be side effects from medications. But what I also think is in the large majority of instances in which that doesn't apply, there are some underlying psychological issues that if don't get addressed and resolved are going to keep the programs, the exercise and diet programs, from having as effective results as they can have. So my book addresses what could be going on psychologically, deep down, if not consciously, then deep down, that is basically causing the person to sabotage themselves over and over, especially as the weight really is being lost. And as to why and how that can happen, where that sabotaging can come in, concerns some of these blocks that I address in my book. I'll give you a couple of examples. One is what I call addiction to self-rebellion as a block, where basically what's involved is, in terms of the idea of rebellion is really doing the opposite of what's in your best interest. So when you eat more than you should, you eat things you shouldn't, and you don't exercise when you say you're going to, that's self-rebellion. The more frequently you do it, the more you sabotage yourself about, again, losing the weight, sticking with your program. But there are some other blocks I also address, more kind of underlying psychological issues like anxieties, stresses, relationship issues, loyalty issues. All of those are some examples of the inner or psychological blocks that can keep people, again, on that roller coaster ride, getting them to sabotage yourself to the degree where what also pays a price is not just the fact that you don't lose the weight or keep it off. It affects your self-esteem, it can affect your self-respect, and it can affect your self-worth. So, very last but not least, my book is not a program per se. It's not intended to replace a program out there. The purpose is, by reading my book, getting these psychological blocks under control, you can then hopefully go ahead, use a program, choose a program, whether it's Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, whatever it may be, and an exercise program that you'd like to use, deal with these blocks, put it all together, and I believe you will end up with definitely a better chance to lose weight and keep it off as your goal is. And that's basically it. So, thanks for listening. Take care.